I was currently going through in my life. If I didn't have God in my life, I wouldn't be here to be resilient or to even talk to you guys right now. It really required God being in my life because in the Bible it says God will renew your mind, and you do need to renew your mind every day, because if you don't renew your mind, you get into old behavior, or like some thoughts that are not always positive. So you need a renewance of your mind to actually prosper, to be resilient. Because let's say, for example, you're someone that's very doubtful. And if you're always doubtful, you can't feel like you're going to change because you're living in doubt. You have these intrusive thoughts talking to you or making you act in a way that you wouldn't normally act. So you got to remain resilient, and you got to ask God to renew your mind. And when you renew your mind, you think newly every day. You think, hey, there's an outcome. There can be always a better outcome. I can do this differently. There's hope. But when you don't renew your mind, you stay stuck in your old paradigms. You stay stuck in your old mindset. And with that being said, it doesn't help, because you're just the old version of who you are, or you're remaining complacent. And when you remain complacent, there can't be no change, because you're basically accepting things for what it is. But when you renew your mind, renew what's going on in your life, you can strive for greatness, and you can make those changes happen. It all stems from just believing in yourself, remaining resilient, and seeking God, because it's not easy to change your mindset. But when you pray on it, when you actually put in the work, when you're asking God to renew your mind, it's just changing all the old ways that you used to think, changing all the ways that things weren't working in a fashion that you wanted, to become a new version of itself. So with this being said, it helped me a lot. I'm gonna give an example so people can understand where I'm coming from. So, for example, when it came for anxiety, I had to renew my mind, because I used to always think like, damn, the worst is gonna happen, the worst case scenario. But when I chose to remain resilient and renew my mind, things changed for me. Because when I renew my mind and thinking like, hey, there's this good that can happen, or if I'm not thinking about the positive outcome, how can a positive reality come out of it? Because if I'm always being negative or complacent or doubtful, that's the results I'm gonna get, because your thought creates your reality. So it's all about what you think and how you perceive with that. So I had to, even in difficult moments, I had to just remain resilient and know that no matter what my anxiety is telling me, it's not my reality. And by doing so, I renewed my mind. And by renewing my mind, I changed the outcomes of my life, because I had more of a positive outcome. I had more of a positive approach to things, instead of being pessimistic all the time. So with that being said, if it wasn't for that, I would still be anxious about a lot of different things. Now I have more faith in God and in myself afterwards, because now I know that I've overcame so many challenges, so many things in my life, where it's to a point that nothing can stop me, because I know I got God and I got myself, because I survived so much. And another example would be with my depression. If I didn't renew my mind in terms of the things that I was thinking when I would be depressed, for example, let's say when someone passes away that I know, whether it be family, friends, or a community member, if I didn't renew my mind, I would still be stuck on that mindset, on whatever I was feeling in the moment, whether if it was sadness, grief, or anger, or confusion. I would still be stuck in those paradigms. I would still be stuck in that mindset. And it doesn't serve you. It doesn't mean not to feel your emotions. You should always feel your emotions and understand your emotions, but you should never sit with them. You shouldn't let it dwell in your body for too long. You should feel it, understand it, and let it go. And it's hard to let go at times because it's a lot of things that are important to us or someone that meant a lot to us. But the most important thing you can do is letting it go and be resilient about it. It's not easy. It's not gonna go away. It might resurface on a random day or anything. But when you stay resilient and you stay strong, you're able to bounce back from any situation. It just shows your body, your mind, your emotion, your spirit that you can withstand difficult moments. And by renewing your mind, you're just telling your mind that even though you're going through a hard moment right now, it's not the end of the world and life still continues. And by still continuing, you realize that you had more strength than you had yesterday, and it just builds up. It's a muscle memory, basically. So as you build that muscle up, sometimes it can tear. And when it does tear, sometimes you need to heal so it can get stronger again. So when you tear up from a moment that makes you feel sad, just know it's only making you stronger. It's only making that muscle stronger in your brain, in your body, because you're overcoming a difficult moment by staying resilient and by renewing your mind. So these are the examples on how you can remain resilient dealing with mental health. To remain resilient, it can look like different things. You can seek therapy, you can do exercising, you can talk to a friend or a family member that you trust. You can practice meditation. These are all the ways you can try to remain resilient. And to renew your mind is just seeking God and just seeking a new mindset and a new approach on things that you were doing that probably didn't work out for you, and you're trying to do it in a better fashion, or reminding yourself of the things that do work and still implementing them in your life. But renewing your mind is the first step on basically becoming more resilient and changing your mindset and your approach on things to live a better quality life. So that was my topic for today.